Did you know that more than 2 million Americans get skin cancer each year? That's more than breast, prostate, lung, and colon cancers all combined. Welcome back to Nurse Katherine here, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about Don't Fry Day. F-R-Y, not the weekday. So we are talking about Don't Fry Day, which is put on by the National Council on Skin Cancer Prevention. Today's video topics will cover sun safety, sunscreen, and what you can do to protect yourself. In the description below, you can find the references to all the information that I am covering in today's video. You also will see the reference link below once I actually reference that educational content. So first, what is this Don't Fry Day? Don't Fry Day is celebrated the Friday before every Memorial Day and put on by the council that I had said. And it's all about sun safety, sunscreen, and what you can do to protect yourself against the sun, against aging, against skin cancer. That's really the big thing, is what you can do to protect yourself from getting skin cancer. Now, I will be touching on a lot more in this video than what they touch on in Don't Fry Day. I'm actually going to be digging deeper into sunscreens for you all because I know that is a hot topic, whether you buy a mineral or physical sunscreen rather than a chemical sunscreen, and what is UVB, what's UVA, what's a broad spectrum sunscreen. So all of that will be covered in today's video. But before we get to that point, let's talk about sun safety and what other steps you can do to protect yourself from getting skin cancer. Now, I have my laptop right here, so I will be reading some stuff off of my laptop. That's why I'm looking down. But first, let's define sun safety. So defined by the Sun Safe Colorado as sun safety is the practice of taking simple steps to reduce overexposure to UV rays while still enjoying the outdoors, which sounds amazing to me because I still want to be outside in the summertime, fall, winter, but I don't want to increase my risks of getting skin cancer. So let's dig deeper now and see what you can do to prevent that. So I love this picture. It's the 5 S's of sun safety. And here's the picture. It is slip, slop, slap, slide, and shade. So slip on a t-shirt, slop on some SPF 30 plus broad spectrum UVA sunscreen, and remember, we will go more into that. Also slap on a broad brimmed hat, slide on quality sunglasses, and shade from the sun whenever possible. Now, some of you might be like, oh, I can do a few of those, but the sunscreen, I'll just leave that out because I want to get that golden tan, or I want to get that base tan, or that first sunburn of the year. Well, let me read you the physiology behind that golden tan or a sunburn, and let's see if you change your mind about wearing sunscreen. So sunburn physiology. Here we go. Prepare yourself for this. Sunburn represents skin damage. Your skin can repair some damage to DNA that results from too much sun. But this safety mechanism can be overwhelmed by the massive DNA damage caused by a sunburn. Mutations that are not repaired can lead to the development of skin cancer. This is why we should all avoid sunburn, especially for children. But wait, there's more. Sun's skin damaging ultraviolet UV rays also produce free radicals in skin cells, which can lead not only to cancer, but also to wrinkles, blotches, and premature aging. I'm just gonna let that sit with you for a second. That entire paragraph that I just read is from the skincancerprevention.org website. You can find the link below, of course. But did you hear that? Mutations, free radicals, massive amounts of DNA damage. All right, so I hope I got you hooked here on why you should wear sunscreen and the importance behind sunscreen. Now, we talked about the sunburn physiology. Let's talk about that golden tan physiology, or getting that base tan physiology. Listen to this. A suntan is the skin's way of trying to protect itself from additional sun damage. It's amazing how God created our bodies. Because DNA or cellular damage is the prerequisite for pigment production, a suntan is a sure sign that the skin has been harmed. This is why it can be said there is no safe tan. Okay, so we talked about that golden tan physiology, getting that base tan physiology. Let's talk about what if you already have a sunburn. So, again, from the same source, let me read you this paragraph, and I hope this can be eye-opening to you. Unfortunately, we do not yet have an effective treatment to reverse all the damage and mutations caused by sunburn. So it says all of them, so that doesn't mean everything, just some. First aid treatment is aimed at alleviating pain and inflammation and preventing or treating any subsequent infection. In the most severe and debilitating cases, hospitalization may be required. Any area of skin that has sustained one or more sunburns will carry an increased risk, just remember that, an increased risk for the development of skin cancer. And then it goes on to say, please remember to ask your doctor to check your skin regularly for any unusual or changing skin growths. Now remember guys, this is talking about skin cancer, and in the very beginning of this video, I read off the statistic that said, did you know that more than 2 million Americans get skin cancer each year? That's more than breast, prostate, lung, and colon cancer all combined. Now lastly, let's talk about UVA, UVB radiation, and let's talk about the differences between chemical and mineral sunscreens. So UVA versus UVB, let's get into it. UV radiation is part of the natural energy produced by the sun. On the electromagnetic spectrum, UV light has a shorter wavelength than visible light, so your eyes can't see UV, but your skin can feel it. Tanning beds also emit UV radiation. So ultraviolet A, so UVA, has a longer wavelength and is associated with skin aging. UVB, or ultraviolet B, has a shorter wavelength and is associated with skin burning. Remember back in the beginning of this video, we talked about broad spectrum sunscreens? Let's talk about what that actually means. So a broad spectrum sunscreen is a sunscreen that covers you both for UVA and UVB radiation. Okay, and lastly, now that we've talked about broad spectrum, what that means, the difference between UVA and UVB radiation, we are talking about mineral versus chemical sunscreens. First, let's talk about physical or mineral sunscreen blockers. I'm going to read off my computer again because I do not want to get this wrong. Physical sunscreens work by blocking harmful UV radiation and reflecting the rays off the surface of the skin with very little absorption. You can imagine this as a barrier cream sitting on top of the skin. The active ingredients in physical sunscreens are minerals, zinc oxide, and titanium dioxide. Both of these ingredients are classified as broad spectrum, meaning they block both UVA and UVB rays. Now let's talk about those chemical sunscreens. These are organic. Chemical sunscreens contain active ingredients that work by absorbing UV radiation in the harmful spectrum and converting it to low energy heat. These ingredients are highly effective at blocking both UVB and UVA sun rays depending on the chemical. Some common chemical ingredients used in sunscreens in the US are this list below, but a few of these chemicals have been shown to absorb into the bloodstream when used in high quantities. They then go on to say, we are unsure of the significance of this finding on our overall health, so more studies must be conducted behind chemical sunscreen blockers. And how can you tell the difference between a chemical and a physical or mineral sunscreen blocker? Look at the ingredient label, of course. Go to the active ingredient part on the label on the back of the bottle and see if they are chemical or if they are physical or mineral containing products. All right, everyone, that is it for today's video. I know that was very, very in-depth and detailed, but that's what I'm here to do, is to educate you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any other information to share about sun safety and about sunscreen, please comment that below. I love learning and I love for my viewers to learn as well through that comment section. Alright, but that does it for today's video. Make sure you slip, slop, slap, slide, and shade this summer. And please do not forget that sunscreen.